Anyway, at 8 o'clock, Finance Committee will start. And I'm going to send this right over to Mr. Clement because he always has a lot of good ideas about finance for the city. So what do you have for us tonight, sir?
I thought we were going to discuss the pool supplies. The only thing I wrote down was the budget for 24, which is what I touched on just a little bit ago, that I think the budget should be put together and voted on by the last meeting in November, instead of waiting till December and then passing it on emergency.
So we would have it by November 1st.
Correct. And you correct me wrong if I'm wrong, Taylor, you can do a 3-month budget. That way, if new council members come on board in December, the 3-month budget is in place, and then they can work on making the permanent
The rest of the year?
for the rest of the year. And I don't know if has it been done that way since you've been on board, Taylor?
Yeah, so since the year before I took over, so 18, since a budget year, I'm sorry, I took over December 19th. So since budget year 19, council has placed a 3-month budget in place before the end of the year, but it's built within a framework for a full year budget. So basically what council's saying when you pass that is we understand what it should look like for next year, assuming there's no drastic change in the economy or something. So usually once you're passed, you're home free for the whole year, unless there's a major change, like, I don't want to jinx it, but you know what I mean, major economical change.
The concern I have is new council members take seat the first meeting in December, they're presented the budget, and then they have to vote on it in an emergency situation.
Right.
I think we need to get away from that. I agree.
So if we have it by November 1st, then we can vote on it at the end. Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
Anything else, sir?
No, that's all I had there.
Justin?
I was going to talk about, and maybe actually brought it up with the charging stations. Benchmarked it a little bit. Athens charges 15 cents for the first 3 minutes and then 25 cents a minute thereafter. Lancaster, that's close, if I can find one, Salem, and Logan, they're 15 cents a minute as well. So I think it's something we should look at and start to charge. It's been in there long enough to create some visibility. I like the idea of putting out some advertising. People up on the highway, not only lets people know that it's here, it also shows that, you know, we're forward looking as well. So I think it's all.
Does this interfere with what Tony has said about money they can and haven't done?
No, that was a grant. We spent the money, if I remember right, we spent the money to put them in and install them and buy them, and then AEP gave it back in a full amount. So all that was the expenses, and then we, as a temporary basis, just to draw some people in for using them, we made them free, and they've been free for us ever since they were installed. So I think it's almost 2 years now.
So this
Do they both work? Because I always only see one of them.
As far as I know,
Everybody
yes.
uses
They
one.
both work, the one closest to the square,
Yeah,
every once in a while trips.
yeah.
We have to go down and shut it off, and leave it off 15, 20 minutes, and then go flip it back on,
Yeah,
and it works.
yeah, because I always see them using the other one.
ours
Yeah.
is shocking every time. It's like they lose communication and you got to reset it.
Oh,
And
it says
turn
on there,
blue
Justin.
if you have to put-
You said
yeah.
3 cents for the first
Yeah.
3 minutes,
No, Athens was 15 cents for the first 3 minutes.
15 cents for the first.
And then after 3, then it's 25 cents. Yeah,
Then
then a
it's
quarter minute after. Or we can just do a flat charge like
And
Lancaster
usually
does, 15 cents a minute. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think flat charge.
So, but, you know, it's becoming more prevalent now. I think we need to cover our costs as far as the power goes at least. It would be a good thing to start charging
Is the city paying for that?
for the electricity.
Yes.
So that's something to keep in mind. I've actually gotten several emails from people who use those,
Okay,
and they obviously love the fact they're free.
I'm sure they do.
And they've said that they plan their trips through the area
Okay.
based on the fact they're free. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not free anyplace else.
No.
They're not. You gotta pay.
Right. Even the ones we have on the lot, people can pull up and charge, but they have to pay, so. that-
It's free at Athens Public Library.
How do they pay for them? I mean, do they-
Debit
Well,
card.
it's app,
Okay.
it's an app actually, which is the same
Snap.
app you find it on. It'll tell you whether, how much it is, whether it's available, whether somebody's there, whether it's in service, all that stuff, so.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I would just suggest from what you've just said that you might want to let Rita know that it's not really going to be free, because she was all excited about that. And, not that she wouldn't check, but just, when you walk by, say that.
Well, we're still kicking it around here, so how much communication have you gotten from people who plan to?
I've got
transfer?
I got one email, but that prompted me to check a review site. And there were probably like 40 different reviews on our charge stations.
Okay.
About free, and they help draw people.
So-
Just something to consider.
So it costs $15-20 a car to charge it up, is that worth it to bring people to town? That's, might be pretty good advertising as far as that goes.
Something
If
to
they
consider.
left some money behind somewhere else, it would be.
Yeah, and that's the thing, presumably, if they're driving an electric car. and
They gotta wait, they gotta do something,
That's true.
Yeah.
Takes
they
like
have
30
to do
minutes.
something.
The guy who sent me the email said that he specifically comes through here a couple times a month or so for hiking and stuff.
Oh,
And he stops there and goes to like the mine,
Yeah,
or Mom Reach,
good
gets pizza, that kind of stuff.
that's good.
That's good.
That's what the idea was.
So you could put his words that he said down on that little flip down site.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can post reviews and things like that on the charging point app. Maybe we let it ride for a while then.
Yeah. And
Anybody
there are
else?
promotions because,
Yes.
It's
We
really
have,
not a huge cost.
I'm sorry, Glenn, sorry, to interrupt.
Maybe you were gonna say the same thing.
Well, I was just gonna ask, do you have access to the charge point side or Taylor?
I don't know, I just followed the link that he sent in his email.
I have access to usage. Are you asking because of something else?
Yeah, I was wondering just what our cost was.
Oh, so we pay the cost directly to AEP. I
Right,
can get you guys the last few bills.
yeah, that'd be great.
My understanding is a lot of months it's minimum bill, although for that type of location, it's not a residential minimum.
But it
I don't
costs
think
us,
it's a lot of money.
it costs us $200 a month, that's pretty good advertising.
I think it's
That's
usually
cheap.
less. To be honest. But I'll get you, what I'll do is we'll pull a few months worth and send it to you.
AEP is, going to hit that 30%.
Yeah.
Now, do we, as a city, do we have a subsidiary that we buy from, or is it directly from AEP? I know that they buy from, I'm asking you, do we have someone that we buy from, or is it AEP?
Great question. So the supplier, I think is what you're asking, the
Yes.
supply side. We do have a supplier.
Oh, okay.
I don't, is it Freepoint? I can't
Free
remember the
point,
name.
maybe, yeah.
And there is an issue with it. I don't know if it's finance committee or general council material, but
Seemed some kind of contract issue. I reached out to him the other day to get a call back and see what's going on, but didn't go back to him.
A contract issue, and in what respect?
Some kind of overlapping of contracts or something, if there's an agreement made while we're already under contract. I'm not sure the specifics, I don't know a lot about it.
Okay.
So there was a price negotiated by our other city manager, and it was with the same company, so there shouldn't be any.
Yeah, that's what, when I was
contract
looking at it, it was the same company, so I'm
issue. Yeah,
not sure.
so
what
there
the
shouldn't be
issue
any
was.
contract issue.
And the person emailing about the issue was from someone not reporting. So
Yeah, so, yeah.
Somebody trying to slam us. Yeah.
Does the audience have any questions? Yes, sir.
Hi, I came down here after talking to the Sheriff's Department, Child Protective Services, and multiple other agencies. I've gotten basically no help. Last year, a neighbor named Brendan Grant ran at me with a knife after Ruby Francis grabbed me by my throat. I'm disabled, and when I asked around, this is the reputation of your town. This is what the towns around here in Hocking County, the people I know, think of it when they think of this area. All they've told me is move. You will never have any rights here. When I tried to talk to police about it, I came down to the station multiple times. There had also been a children's clothes, license plate, a bunch of stuff found in a suitcase after Halloween. Heard screaming, didn't go out at the time, and found it, reported it to police. Since then, I was told by police not to leave my home. My girlfriend is blocked in by the people who attacked us, and they're still attacking our entire neighborhood on the daily. We have videos, and police have told us they're not interested in them. So frankly, I will take all of the videos I have of the US Department of Justice if I have to, because I shouldn't be having to stand in your city hall to tell you your town isn't safe to walk outside at night.
It's off,
Sorry.
off of the finance committee, but do you want to
Yeah, that's
address
more for
that?
the,
Yeah, I apologize. I don't have 3 hours to sit here, and I apologize for jumping in, but this could have gone on for hours. And I've waited a good week to come down here. I was told last year I should come down here, and I thought, gee, I don't want to invade a city hall. If there's an investigation related to that briefcase, whether it's yours, whether it's independent elsewhere, I wanted to give things time. Nothing has improved. We are still in danger. At this point, the neighbors are yelling at Chelsea. They have a 2-month-old baby, and they're screaming at each other, holding it up as a shield between them with their door open. We're tired of it. We're tired of being told we have no rights. When I'm disabled, I have a right to live in my apartment. I have a right to not be run out with a knife, and that is a federal crime that he did that. He tried to stab me, and I had to kick off of his body to survive. Every day I have to look at him. Every day I'm told to ignore him. And yet he and his girlfriend can punch each other with punching gloves right outside our door, 5 feet from our door, while your officers are pulled in the same video, yelling at someone else for their violence. Those are the videos that will be going to the US Department of Justice tomorrow morning. And I have nowhere else to send them. The sheriff's department have told me they know crimes were committed. There's nothing they can do because it's outside their jurisdiction. They told me come in here. It was the Ohio Attorney General's office told me send it to the US Department of Justice, and everybody's told me talk to Tolliver, talk to Tolliver. I did talk to you last year. It didn't do anything. And it made more sense to do this here with people who are hearing this than to do this in a private room again, cornered. You had photos of Mr. Brendan Grant in your phone that you tried to show me last year. And I'd still like to know just what exactly has happened.
This is the finance. I'm sorry that you're having issues.
It's all right.
And we understand.
I've spoken my piece. These videos will be going to the US Department of Justice tomorrow because I'm out of other normal answers.
Okay.
This should not have come to this.
Where do you live?
Yeah, what's
The
your
Procos,
Procos.
1000 East Canal. And everybody's talking about moving out because of Brendan Grant and Ruby Francis at F1.
We can't do that.
Okay. Well, that's your town, so thank you.
If there's nothing else.
Oh,
I got something. I got something that's relevant. Go ahead.
Or were you gonna do it?
I was gonna do the pool.
I was gonna do the $500.
There you go.
We have, and then you can do.
There you go. Yours is
We
cheaper.
have, let's talk t-shirts. Rita mentioned getting the t-shirts printed and said she would need, we would need about $500 for them to get it all going. And I understand we have money in advertising,
We should have money in
in
advertising or community development,
Economic
development.
economic
that's it.
development, $500.
If it goes by the guidelines.
Yeah, usually, so standard practice for the type of stuff like selling smaller items would be, you find either organization, agency, church, or something that's gonna like run this, because usually the cities, it's not standard practice that a city would be in the business of selling something out in the community. So I don't know if something like the chamber, another organization might be willing to work with us where we could help pay.
They're not gonna be sold here. They're gonna be
No.
sold in various businesses like the Mine and Alfonso's and different places like that. We're just getting the printed. Or
Right.
the group, the committee that
I
met
specifically
is
mean
getting
the-
them printed, not
the
us.
purchase and resale of items is not a commonplace cities like to get involved in, because they get sticky.
Joanne?
Very quickly, this was in regard to the meeting, and I don't think you were here when Rita was talking about the meeting we held this last Saturday. It was the one that Summers started a month and a half ago, and then had 6 people at. The one we had on Saturday had 17 people.
Nice.
Very nice. We don't have a name yet. We're working on that.
That's a little community.
Right now it's called the committee.
But we can call it the committee. And they were working together to do this and coming up. And there were some other ideas about designing the shirt and everything that hasn't all been ironed out yet. But there's a lot of really, really good ideas that are coming from that committee. And the amazing thing is everybody gets along really well. They had, I can sit down, it's not finance, but I would
You're fine. Go ahead.
real quick, Okay, we had the director of the Athens Transit there. And this man is so knowledgeable, and there's so much good that can come to Nelsonville. Nelsonville ridership is up. And it was brought up that they need different stops, that they stop at instead of wave. He's already gotten the signs from the director. There's little things about how to hang them and all that, but that's the material. And one of the suggestions was to have one for leaving from Kroger's. People can walk to Kroger's, but then when they get their big bags full of stuff, it makes it very difficult. And Greg found out that he can go to his doctor's appointment and they'll wait on him and bring him home if he can't see because he's had an eye appointment. That's huge, guys. Huge.
Yeah.
And for $1, and I've got all this, and he's sending it to the city manager, all the pamphlets about Athens County transportation resources, which includes Nelsonville. One of the big things that happened, this is the map of where you wave them down, and after they come through here, then they go up to the roundabout, and they take 33 back. Well, you know what? Who lives there? But if they come and go around and come back through, they can pick up everybody else. And there are prices on there, and this all could go on that page. So that we can have a lot of things. They've got all the different organizations that provide services, dirt cheap or free. You guys, we're in a good spot here if we use it. It's exciting, and to see the community starting to come in to do these things, on their dime on Saturday mornings, it is exciting. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. So Taylor, would be such a thing that we can get some seed money for these t-shirts?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, it was not a critique of the committee or their ideas, and I think that's good. I think my main point just was that the most common practice is that you're going to grant those types of funds out to somebody who's going to do that. It's the same reason, for the same reasons I spoke up, I think a couple years ago now, when the city wanted to do a raffle for an ATV. I said there's extreme risk there. I spoke up when there was canine shirts, of which I got one myself. It's not a bad idea. It's just you guys pay me to speak about risk and risk to finances. So it's usually better for the city not to purchase and resale items. It's usually better to grant it to an agency, group, community organization, etc., to be responsible for those.
Real quick,
The teachers have been taken care of.
okay. I need to, real quick before I forget, because I'm getting old. The pool, the liner needs to be replaced in the pool. Okay, 23 years old. I know we have the Betty Johnson Trust. I know it's for the community. I thought, what better way could we fix our pool for the next 20 years for the community than with that? Because what's going to happen is something else is going to come up. We're going to end up spending it a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, and we're going to have a pool with about 100,000 patches. So, the last pool repair I think was 52,000. If we can get the whole thing done for close to what they quoted at 154,000 for the entire pool, that's a no-brainer. And then it's fixed and it's done.
Can I also add that our pool, like the diving, everything looks
Everything.
really sad.
It's
And on
dilapidated.
either end of us, we have Athens and Logan with these awesome
New pools,
they are what we were.
right?
And it would be really great to refresh all of that because it looks sad. And the last time they did it was all done with volunteer labor. God love everybody that came out to do that, but it's time we put money in
Back
that
in.
pool because it's what you see. You drive right by it, and
It's leaking 18,000 gallons a day right now. And
yeah,
that's down
yeah.
from what it was.
Didn't we change the income split?
Yeah, that's
Start
what
putting money towards the
yeah.
pool.
Yeah, the pool definitely needs to be updated. It's very old. The lockers look atrocious. So, but I was just thinking that since we have the money, it's there. If we get it done with, when the pool closes this year, if we can get that done, that's one thing that the city won't have to worry about. It's been a problem for the last 10 years with valves and, with everything else. It's been leaking for years.
Put the meter on 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I know that first year we was over 2.5 million.
So. Okay, that's all I have.
Is that something that we need to bring before the full council?
It was something that we need to get a quote on first and then bring through finance to approve the quote.
And bids at that level.
And get bids, well, you gotta get bids.
So that'd be a whole
You
bit.
gotta go put up bids and then bring it through, finance to approve it and then bring it through council for, approval.
Now, is this something the city manager will do, or can Jason do it?
City
The
manager.
city manager would have to put out the
He
bids.
put out the bids. That's all I have.
Did you want to finish up anything?
I guess it got finished. I was just asking about the $500, but maybe I'll just take up a collection. I don't know.
No,
I think
no, we can.
We can take
No,
up a
it's
collection.
done, it's.
It's done?
She's financed.
Never mind, it's done. There goes the fire department.
We'll have, probably have to do an ordinance
Thank
and
you.
appropriation for that. Won't we? You get it?
Yeah, anything would have to.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like they got a.
I think somebody
Oh,
donated.
donation.
Yeah.
It was donations,
A citizen donated the money,
That's good.
apparently.
several citizens.
I'll leave it alone.
It happened after Saturday.
Oh, shoot, I thought you were asking for us tonight there, so I'm sorry.
She,
I'll say.
That's all I
You
had.
can put me down for.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'll be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The finance committee is now closed, thank you.